When we think about history, we usually think about books, right? Well, today, I want you to forget all that. We are going to grab our virtual shovels and become archaeological detectives. We're digging deep, deep into the land we now call Nigeria to uncover a story that was alive and thriving for thousands of years before that name even existed. So you got to wonder, right? What was here before? We're so used to history being told through written records, through documents and text. But what happens when a civilization story isn't written down in a way we recognize? What if it's actually buried, just waiting for someone to find it? Well, that's exactly where our investigation begins. We're going to piece together the story of ancient Nigeria from the incredible things these people left behind. And these aren't just objects, they are clues, literally crafted from clay and metal that have been sitting there for centuries, just waiting to tell their story. Okay, so our investigation starts near a small village in central Nigeria. And our first major clue? It wasn't found by some famous archaeologist on a grand expedition. Nope, it was found completely by accident. This is the story of the Nok. So picture this. It's 1943. A group of tin miners are just doing their job, digging in the ground, and all of a sudden, one of them finds this strange, beautifully stylized terracotta head. They had absolutely no idea what it was. But luckily, it found its way to experts who looked at it and just realized they had stumbled upon evidence of a huge, sophisticated ancient culture that nobody knew existed. So who were the Nok people? Well, this wasn't just the discovery of a few pots. The Nok were the earliest known culture in all of West Africa, creating these incredible life-size sculptures. Just think about what that means for a second. This was a society so advanced it had specialized, highly skilled artisans over 3,000 years ago. And just to really put that in perspective, some of these artifacts are at least 2,500 years old. That is older than the Roman Empire. This isn't just Nigerian history we're talking about. This is a fundamental piece of human history, and it was found right there in the soil. Alright, so from the ancient Nok, our detective story is going to jump forward about 1,000 years. And our next clue? Well, it isn't just a single artifact. It's a full-blown treasure trove. And the story of how it was found is, you guessed it, just as incredible. And here we go again. It all starts with a totally ordinary day. The year is 1938. A man named Isaiah Onozi is digging a cistern, basically a well, in his own backyard in a place called Igbo Ugu, a simple everyday task. But then, his shovel hit something hard. And what he found is just astonishing. He started pulling out these unbelievably detailed bronze objects, intricate bowls, a ceremonial staff topped with a leopard skull, stunning pendants, and thousands upon thousands of glass beads. This wasn't just some random collection of stuff. He'd stumbled upon the burial chamber of someone incredibly important. I mean, the level of craftsmanship was just on another planet. Archaeologists will later say that these were, without a doubt, the most intricate and technically advanced bronzes ever found in the region. The technique they used, called lost wax casting, was perfected to a degree that just baffled the experts. This discovery proved there was a culture here with immense wealth, incredible artistry, and global trade connections. Now, this mastery of bronze work didn't just stop at Igbo Ugu. Oh no, it actually set the stage for two of the most famous and artistically powerful kingdoms in African history, Ife and Benin. This is where the story really becomes legendary. So here we get to see two incredible artistic traditions side by side. The artists of Ife were absolute masters of naturalism. They created these serene, almost photographic portraits of the rulers, capturing this idealized calm beauty. Then you have the art of Benin, which took inspiration from Ife but made it all about storytelling. Their famous plaques weren't just portraits, they were historical documents cast in bronze, showing epic battles, royal ceremonies, the whole vibrant life of the court. And this timeline really shows you how that artistic legacy evolved. You can see Ife rising as this artistic powerhouse around 1100 CE. A couple of centuries later, the Benin Empire is founded, and they are learning directly from the masters in Ife. But then, Benin takes that skill and just runs with it, developing its own unique, powerful style and creating thousands of these narrative plaques that decorated the royal palace. So we started with a pretty simple question, right? What was here before Nigeria? We followed the clues from the terracotta heads of the Nok to the buried treasure of Igbogu and into the royal court of Ife and Benin. So what does it all tell us? Well, this table really sums up our whole investigation perfectly. The Nok, they tell us about the deep ancient roots of artistic and technological skill in this region. Igbogu reveals an absolutely astonishing mastery of metalwork and connections to the wider world. And then, Ife and Benin, they show us how that artistry evolved into complex kingdoms with rich histories and powerful societies. And I think that's the most amazing part. The story of Nigeria's ancient civilizations is so tangible. You can see it, you can feel it. It's a history that wasn't written with pen and ink. It was forged in fire, shaped by human hands, and preserved in the earth for all of us to find. And that, of course, leaves us with one last really fascinating question. If all these incredible clues to our past, were found by accident, by tin miners and men just digging wells in their backyards, what else is still out there? What's buried right beneath our feet, just waiting to tell its story? How much of our own history is still waiting to be found?